What's up? What's the word?
We got Jamal Green in the building. You know what I'm saying? For y'all at home listening to this interview, we got Jamal Green. So Jamal Green, I guess before we get into ask you a conversation, to ask you questions, get into the conversation. Like for people that may not know who you are, like how would you introduce yourself to people?
And I'm a real. I ain't gonna get too crazy. Nah, I'm from. You know what? I am a Chicagoan from the streets of Chicago, from the hood, who only want to better the community. So everything else is like, everything that I've done to get to that goal, to help my community and make the impact. All of the different things that I've aspired to do. But number one, that's my only mission, is bringing liberation to Black Chicago, and hopefully that will inspire Black people all across this country, and retire and go on about my business.
People don't like that. How the smoothness of you giving that answer?
You don't give that.
You don't give that on. They don't. That's not like even us being around you just this last hour. Like that's not what people get when they see you on the internet. They see you when you campaign, and when they see you doing different things, they get a whole different person. So is that
I think it's subjective. Like I hear what you're saying. Y'all may not get that, or I think it's subjective.
That could be true. That could be true.
Right.
Well, why do you feel like people people paint you out to be a really bad guy?
I've never heard that.
I think really bad.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. People be like, man, I don't dude.
Yeah, they.
So
no, I
they
definitely
have their reservations.
Yeah, no, I definitely
even
think
my grandma
that.
has some say about you. Fuck.
Grandma love me. I think that.
You don't know my grandma.
You know what? No, I have. Of course, there'll be people, and I think this is with Black people. Period. So I don't take that as a damage on me. I think the problem is that when Black people see other Black people doing things or rising or running for office or whatever the case is, there's a growing suspicion of who are they and how they got there, right? You feel what I'm saying? And it makes them, we automatically don't trust each other, and I think that is in our DNA throughout the years. So I don't take that to heart, because the majority of people, I've never walked in any streets, and I walk in the streets of Chicago every day, and I've never walked anywhere and not gotten that love. You feel what I'm saying? So I know you've seen comments, or you might have heard people saying something like that, but I've never encountered a hater in my face. You feel me? So I think that for the most part, people know, all right, they may have their suspicions when they don't meet me, but then when they meet me, they like, oh shoot, he one of us. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's missing, is that when you coming from the hood and you, especially with politics and especially with other things, you automatically don't trust people, because they like, man, who is dude? Where is he from? How he getting this publicity? Why he clout chasing? Or you get what I'm saying? You automatically gonna feel that until you actually feel them and know them. And I don't take that personal, because I felt that growing up with many people. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, but most people who know me and people who have actually been around me and people who have had conversations with me, or people that I just stop and meet in the hood, have a different perception.
I mean, I can contest to that. I definitely known you for almost 10 years now, and I would say I see Jamal Green as the entertainer, the R&B singer. That's how I was.
Can we talk about that?
That's how I was introduced to you. I wasn't introduced to you. I introduced you as an entertainer, as an R&B singer. So you was taking that part of your career. So let's deep dive into that first. Starting with the music career, what made you pivot from doing music into getting into politics?
Yeah. So I didn't go from music to politics. I think music was always my first passion. And for people who truly know me, and there's a lot of people out there who have watched me for the years, they know that music was what I was doing, right? Like you, right? I was putting out music videos. I was doing very well. I had a viral single, Jungle Love, that went crazy. I was performing. That was always my first passion.
I cannot see you on stage.
You will see. Well, I show it to you. So
with your arm out crying.
All that.
It's funny.
But
mohawk.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a mohawk. My mohawk was dyed. Better mohawk than Brandon, but
I was about to say, yeah, that Brandon mohawk.
I had to throw him in there. But No, I think that what happened was I was called. What I mean by that is I didn't have no intention of doing any of the things that you guys have seen me do over the years. And the intention was to blow up in music. And obviously I grew up with Chance, you know, like we were in the same music programs. I was with him at U Media. Like, you know, it was about really growing in the music scene. Chance's father, Ken Bennett, was a political, he was like my other father growing up when I was a teenager. When we was in that program, he kind of pulled me in because I had more interest in like more conscious minded in the community and politics. And as y'all know, his father, chief of staff to Obama, deputy mayor of Chicago. So I had more in common with him than, you know, probably Chance at the time, right? And Chance was, you know, in the streets acting crazy too, you know what I'm saying, before he like blew up. And so I kind of like gravitated to his father. And when I was in Wendell Phillips High School, I was doing a lot of the youth program and like anti-bullying and anti-violence. And then I started to do it at other schools from 16 to 18. And then Chan's dad made me to put the guns down ambassador when he was the deputy mayor, 18, when I was 18, for the city of Chicago to go into all of the at-risk schools to do anti-bullying and anti-violence programs. So if you remember the Stop the Guns, Put the Guns Down campaign with that peace sign, like I was the face of that campaign when I was 18. And so I was more like taking the community stuff and blended it with my music. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm doing the anti-violence show, I'm gonna perform, right? So I'm promoting the music and I'm promoting the cause. Hey, you know, this is what makes sense. And then the Laquan McDonald video happened, right? And I think that is where one of the callings really started, right? As the Put the Guns Down ambassador, I was technically attached to the city because I was kind of representing that movement for the city of Chicago. But when the video came out, I was like, man, I can't be attached to the city. And I need to make it clear that, hey, I'm fully against the city of Chicago on this. You feel me? Even though I was not paid through this, like I made a mission to don't give me no money from the city because I didn't want to make it look like they was like, it was a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? So the Laquan McDonald video happened. I stepped out there and I spoke against the mayor and I spoke against this, the city for covering up Laquan McDonald's murder. From there, then it went national. That first video went viral. You know, I was on CNN, that went viral. I started leading the protests. Will Calloway did all of the behind the scenes work as far as the video. Shout out to Will. And it was, you know, really three of us who really led the on the ground protests every day.
Who's the third? You, Will, who else?
So Will really wasn't leading the protest early on. He was more behind the scenes guy. And who was leading the protest was me, Jedediah, and Lamont. And if you remember, you know, the young boy who stared at the police, you know,
that was Lamont.
That was Lamont.
Okay.
And then Jedediah was the you know, the older bald head guy, who was a little older than us. And we kind of was leading all the protests every day. But I was more of the face, quote and say, because I was more on TV and people more knew, you know what I'm saying, who I was because of what I was saying.
Like the spokesperson.
So, kind of the spokesperson.
And you speak very well. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And so everything I was saying on TV was going viral, and that's kind of how I became like the face of it. So the calling is what happened because that was never the mission, right? And at that time it was hard because it was like I was struggling with like, damn, I'm moving away from music, like moving away from things I want to do. But then I got the whole city of Chicago and black people in an uproar over what's going on. And they like, no, J Mal, we behind you. Let's go. We got to do this. You know, we got to fight, you know? And so it was like I had a calling to step out there and lead and walk away from the things that I love to do. And it was, you know, rightfully so because we had to step up and speak out for our kids. So I just take it as God did what he did, and I just took those footsteps. And that's kind of how that transitioned to community and then transitioned to politics later after I was fighting Ron for years and was like, somebody need to be a voice against Ron from the hood. And that's why I decided against Ron.
Did you ever think to just steer away from that, like the protesting? Because at some point, you know, it tends to get to you. It's a lot.
I did after I did after a certain amount of years, right? Obviously you had to grow, and then I also believed in passing the torch to the next generation of like, look, first I made clear I do not want to be no Martin Luther King or Jesse Jackson. Okay, so you know, as much as they wanted me to be like, you're the next leader and be the black leader, it just wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? It was just I didn't want to be struggling and fighting for the same issues for 50 years and not feeling like I had anything to show for when I'm 80 years old, which is what happened to all of these leaders, right? And I think it just wasn't the mission for me. I'm more of a entrepreneur who likes to build businesses and make music and be free and donate to causes. And like, I like the freedom of being me, not being like pressured to lead black people and making that my everyday. It would make me very miserable.
Okay. You got arrested in that protest, right? I remember seeing.
I did. I had. Oh, that was my next national moment, right? Is when I was framed and I got hit with 9 felonies, and I got arrested and given a $350,000 bond. Yeah. So
the government framed you, the people.
The police did. Yeah. And
speak on that. How did they frame you? What do you mean they framed you?
So leading those protests,
the TV show.
Yeah. Oh no, it's real. That's real. Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's my favorite show too. Leading those protests, I became the target, right? What happens is when you become the face, you become the target. And I was able to put out a statement and say, show up, and 5,000 people showing up in 24 hours. And I think, and that power and me being able to continue shutting down the city every day, they was like, shoot, we got to do something to him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because he's shutting down Michigan Avenue. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was real that I was able to build an influence where people would come follow me in droves. Like, I ain't talking about 30 people showing up. I'm talking about thousands of people showing up, right? And being able to really have a presence against the police because we outnumbering them. So on this particular protest was a Taste of Chicago protest. And I put out a thing like, man, they doing a Taste of Chicago. Betty Jones just got killed. You know, because it was more police shootings that happened during the Laquan McDonald movement. I'm like, man, we going down to the Taste and we shutting the Taste down. Everybody meet me down there. We going inside the Taste and we shutting it down. Man, I got down there, man, it was over 5,000 people. Like, I was like, holy crap, right? I didn't even know 5,000 people was going to show up, but 5,000 people showed up and we shut down the Taste of Chicago. And then the police just got on just dirt. They was whooping people. They was like, you know, it was lots. I think 26 people got arrested that night. It was just, they went crazy. Lots of injuries. And so one of the protesters, this could have been a setup, one of the protesters wouldn't give her ID to the police because I was surrounded the paddy. What happened was if they would grab you and put you on the paddy wagon because they trying to arrest you, I was surrounded. I put a couple hundred people around the paddy wagon and I say, let them out. Ain't nobody get arrested at my protest. Mm-hmm. This is the only protest that I've ever led where people got arrested and they only got arrested after I got arrested. Because I control what happened on those streets. And police, y'all outnumbered, y'all gonna do what I asked y'all to do. Mm-hmm. So the girl was like, they like, J-Ma, we just gonna give her write her a warning, but she gotta give her ID and we'll write her name down and, you know, give her a warning. But she won't give it to us. Of course, she being rebellious. It was a white girl. She being rebellious, right? So they like, we need you to go in there and talk to her. I went in the paddy wagon and say, hey, just give her your ID so, you know, we can finish the protest, right? I look back, they whooping protesters, and then they grabbed me and threw me in the paddy wagon. So I'm grabbing on the doors, like trying to stop myself from going to the paddy wagon, and 6 police officers all threw me in the paddy wagon and pulled off.
Was the girl still in there?
No, the girl had got out. So now, yeah, you know, now I think about it, it's a little setup. But, you know, now I'm a police officer got in there, tried to break my arm. I'm on the way to the police station. Now, mind you, I'm like, man, I'm finna get out of jail. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all finna just let me out of jail. I ain't did nothing to these folks. I sat in that jail for 48 hours in CPD custody. And I'm like, man, what is they on? They wasn't feeding me. It was crazy, right? So they protesting in front of the jails. They wouldn't even tell people where I was. And the They was like, you being charged with multiple felonies, so you ain't getting out of jail. Finally, after 48 hours, they built the whole case on how they're going to come after me.
What felonies were they trying to charge you with?
So I get to court, get to the county.
So you don't even know what they charged you with.
No. So I get to the county. Now, this is Kim Fox had just won. Now, mind you, I helped Kim Fox win against the state's attorney. So not only are the police framing me, the state's attorney is involved because she only got a few months left before she walk out the office. And I was her arch nemesis who protested and yelled in her face many times. You feel what I'm saying? So now I got the state's attorney and CPD both after me, but I'm like, I ain't did nothing. They finna let me out of jail. Nope. I go to the county and they like, well, Jay, you know, we got other protesters in here. We got some bond money, but we ain't got enough for everybody. I said, listen, bond everybody out. I'm the last one. I'm going to be good. You feel me? So I get in front of the judge, and she calls me a menace to society. They charged me with felony battery on several officers. They said that I tried to grab an officer's gun. They said that I assaulted. It was 9 felony counts of all these different charges. Now, mind you, none of this, I never was arrested for this. I literally was pushed in the paddy wagon.
But they try to make it
And
sound
they
good,
built
like
this-
it really,
yes.
like it could have happened.
Yes. And what they did was they went back to a photographer and they saw us in a scuffle and grabbed one picture of me looking like I was touching the officer's shoulder. And so the judge said I was menace to society, $350,000 bond, 24-hour house arrest, you cannot be on social media or you will be arrested. You can't go on the porch or you'll be arrested. And you have a gag order. You cannot speak on this case.
They can stop you from being on social media.
The judge can. So now, imagine you, I got to pay $35,000. I can't be on social media. I can't talk about the case. And I can't leave the house. This is really happening. Now, this is national news. T.I., everybody, all the rappers, everybody talking about this, right? This was like a big deal. And I'm sitting here as the young activist like, what the hell is going on? You feel what I'm saying? Like, they really trying to railroad me right now. Next day, so I go to the county. They put Tom Dart. I ain't gonna lie, he took care of me. He, gave me a section of the jail. He, he took care of me very well. He wasn't with CPD. They raised $35,000 in a day. They got me out of jail. They was protesting in front of the county. Got me out. We went to a new judge to remove some of the restrictions. And now I had 9 months to fight this case. My only saving grace is a woman called Kim Fox. Because I helped Kim Fox win that race, Kim Fox had to walk in that office at some point. Yeah. And so we prolonged that case until Kim Fox walked in there. And Kim Fox made clear he will not get a felony and we will not be charging him with any felonies. She sent her first deputy assistant to the court to shut the whole court down for them to tell all the white shirts. They was all coming 3-4 deep, standing in front of the judge, shoulder to shoulder to show force. We want something done to Jamal Green. And Kim Fox sent her assistant to the court to let them know we are dropping all the felony charges against Jamal Green. So I credit Kim Fox a lot with upholding what she did, upholding her word. She told me while I was in jail, I talked to her in jail, and she said, hey, you good. I'm not allowing them to go to trial with you with all of these lies that they're putting on you. And she kept good on her word, and that saved my life.
Well, you had lost that case if you got to fight it.
You know what? Going to trial to fight 9 felonies and a few misdemeanors, that was going to be rough, right? Especially with all white shirts, commanders, captains, lieutenants. I ain't had no low-level police. Everybody who was alleging that I did something was a commander, a lieutenant, and a sergeant.
Who probably wasn't even outside during the protest.
It was crazy.
They standing up for their boys in blue.
They stood up for them. Yeah, it was one of the craziest experiences that really humbled me and really made me see things totally different and how I wanted to move. And that's why I started moving much differently after that, because it was hard, for real.
Yeah, especially I get it now when you say like, y'all don't want to be the face, or like if I got this much influence,
yeah,
I'd rather use my influence to impact people economically, like you say, build businesses, as opposed to the protesting. Because
for sure,
without Kim Fox, bro, you was doing some time.
I would have did some time. They would have hit me. Jury would have probably hit me with one of them, or you know what I'm saying, and ruined my ability to run for office. And so, and then you gotta understand, I was, even at that time, when you going through all that and you giving so much to the streets and protesting and what you're doing for the city, I wasn't making a lot of money. You feel what I'm saying? So you are not only like trying to be a father. I had a new baby at the time. I didn't have no money. Like, got 9 felonies, the whole country watching this case, and I'm broke. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And that really just shifted a lot for me. But I, honest to God, hey, me and Kim Fox, we disagree on a lot of things, but I will never speak out on against Kim Fox, because regardless of what anyone says, she is a woman of her word.
I was just about to ask you that, like, what's your relationship right now? Because during her term in office, like, she got some of the most negative press. People was not with her. None of the laws she passed, especially after Jesse Smollett situation.
Yes.
Like,
she helped us. I mean, Kim Fox is a good woman. Kim Fox is not a politician. She is not. That's what I love about Kim Fox, is that she walked in that office for 8 years and never became a politician.
She knows who she is.
She knows she. Have you ever seen her get up there to defend herself on camera? Have you ever get up there to see her do a press conference? Everybody talks bad about her every day, and she says nothing, because she don't care. She literally is like, I'm just gonna stay in the office and do my work. They can do whatever they want to do. I've never seen no one not try to like protect their image and get on camera and say, no, this is like, she just literally just wanted to do the work and not be a politician.
So is that a good or bad thing for politicians? Like, we know that, of course, politicians, you're supposed to protect the community and do what's best for the city or whatever city that you serve. But in her case, with her not wanting to be in front of the camera or always have to come and explain herself, like, is that a good thing for politicians?
You know what? It hurt her, definitely, but it shows how integral she is, that she really wanted to just uphold the law and not litigate anything on camera. So legally, it's best for a state's attorney not to be on camera talking about cases, because that can come back to hunt cases. And so she just wanted to really just be within the standard of the law and do what was right, versus try to protect politics. And I just got to show love for her on that. And unfortunately, she's leaving. I do have a relationship with the new state's attorney that just won last night, and we'll see what she's going to do. But again, Kim Fox I was getting drug tested every time I went to court. I never done drugs. Like, my life was crazy for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there taking piss tests with people like who really should be taking piss tests. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there with them. Like, it's crazy, down in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Of the county. Like, it was real. And so yeah, I give love to her for she shut the court down with her top assistant and said he will not get a felony.
All right, so shout out to Kim Fox, man.
Yeah.
So she went to SIU. She at Delta too. Shout out to the Love the Reds.
I mess for them.
All right, so now at least let's transition into you becoming one of the youngest ever to run for mayor.
Yeah.
What sparked in your head? You just went through all these trials and tribulations. You know, like, I'm finna run for mayor. We talking about you skipping over alderman.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Why you didn't want to
It's a
start
good
like
question.
a little low? Like,
Let me educate y'all. No mayor has ever never was alderman. Okay, so there's never been an alderman that has ever been elected mayor of Chicago.
But at the time, you was thinking to running to be mayor.
Yeah.
What else was going on besides like the work?
Well, at the first time, I ran against Ron first, and I withdrew. Right, I really only technically ran for mayor once, which is the last election.
Just to throw this out, did you have like a Teen Vogue commercial or something like that? Was that you?
I was on the front cover of Teen Vogue.
I do remember that.
Teen Vogue, yeah.
Okay, I do remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah, so you remember that? So yeah, when I first ran the first time, I wanted to make sure there was a voice from the hood that could be in the race. And that was my main mission. Also, again, people don't understand. I think they make us believe that, you have to be at a low level of politics to move up. And that's just not the truth. There's no mayor that has ever been alderman, right? And so most mayors are people who come from having a large influence. Rahm Emanuel worked with Obama in the White House. Lori did some work with Daly. You know, like they come from, you know, doing some work with people or building an influence. Daly was a son of his daddy, Daly. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but there was like, there's not a case where people have like, oh, went up the ladder to be mayor. Because
Sure.
usually what happens is it's harder to win mayor when you got a lot of political baggage. So that's why aldermen have never became mayor, because the baggage that you get when you are alderman usually prevents you from getting to be mayor. So that's why I didn't start on a different level.
That's an interesting take. No one ever.
I never thought about that.
Never thought about it like that. We always thought everybody the message from the people was like, yo, who's this young dude? He got no experience. He feel like he could just come in and just run a city. Like, go be something else first. You know, we thinking in our head like how presidents usually are senators or governors.
Right. That's different.
President.
Yeah.
So like, why come be this before you become a mayor?
Right. It's totally different. And if you look at the people who run for mayor, usually they're like business people, or these are people who've been in politics. These are people who just have large influences or large money, right? And I think another reason, my second reason, is that I don't want to be a politician. I'm like him. So that's why I love her so much, is because I'm really like her. I don't want to be a politician. I don't believe in Listen, as you know, I'm going to tell you. So as you know, take mayor out the side. Can't nobody beat me in any other position in this city. So let's just be real. No one, no alderman can beat me. No state rep, no state senator. I can beat anybody because I have a larger influence in all of them. You feel what I'm saying? I choose not to do those things because I don't want to be a politician. I don't want to go up and go seat to seat. No, I don't believe in that. The only reason why I've ever ran for mayor is because I know the impact of that seat, because I've been inside. I know I've been in City Hall under multiple mayors. I know what the power of you have very much control over the city budget and how you delegate resources to the city when you are mayor, and the aldermen don't check the mayor. Mm-hmm. We have really a strong mayor, weak council. That's always how it's always have been. So I know, being a person from the streets who understand policy and understand government and who understand money and business, that there's never been a mayor like me. So that's the reason why I would be mayor for 2 terms and pass it down, to one of y'all, and then going about my business.
I'll be mayor.
Yeah, I just want to set the tone and the impact on how the city needs to go forward. I don't want to sit in those seats and go seat to seat. That's not my mission.
No. So, but that's an honorable mission. So it seemed like your campaign, like you was really just like, oh, like black people that. Like, do you feel like you lost? Was it age, or was it because you was like pro-black agenda and being a mayor got to be more for black people?
It was age, 100%. I had a very universal platform, and I got votes in all 50 wards. So it wasn't. I didn't just get black votes. I got plenty of white votes, plenty of Latino votes. I got vote. Listen, there's no person even in 20 years older than me that have gotten this amount of votes from all across the city of Chicago. You get what I'm saying? So the thing is that the statement was made, and they know that a revolution is there, that thousands of people would come out and vote for Jamal over several aldermen that I beat. I beat every other elected official that was in the race. Mm-hmm. You feel me? As a non-politician and as just me. You feel me? And that shows that people are sick of politicians, because I got more votes than both aldermen that was in the race.
Is it people sick of politicians, or is it because of your influence?
No, it is.
You did have.
It's because of both. It's because of both. But I think that people just would, if they believe how you believe, they will want to choose the state rep that I beat, or the 2 aldermen that I beat, right? Who have the experience and been in power. I got more votes than all of them. So I think that people trust somebody who's an outsider versus they would an insider. And that's today's politics. Years ago, probably they would trust an insider. Now, the thing is that age played a part, because I had the highest approval rating than anybody in the race. I was the most popular candidate. I had the highest approval rating in all of the polls. But seniors, the 55 and older, who the majority of the voters was, because we didn't vote, they was like, Jamal gonna be mayor. We just need to give them an extra term or two. You feel what I'm saying? They just wanted me to be older for them to feel comfortable giving me the chance to vote.
Do you think that'll ever change?
Chance to run. You know what? It won't. You know why? Because they stuck in their ways. But I did get a lot of senior support. But I have to get 55 and under support. If I'm dependent on seniors to vote for me, it'll never happen. We have to vote.
Why you feel like the youth in the crib don't vote then?
Because a lot of reasons. One, we are dealing with youth that are disenfranchised, who don't believe in the political system, who are in survival mode, who believe that the election is already decided. There are so many different reasons why people don't vote. We all know, y'all saw millions of views. I got millions and millions of views. I was the most popular candidate amongst young people throughout the city. They all thought that I can win without them voting. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so there's a disconnect there, because if they did vote, I would have won in a landslide. Because if only 30%, 20-something% of people voted, if a half of the city voted, I would have won in a landslide because I was the most popular candidate polled. But if you only have people that are in the senior citizen homes voting, I'll never win, right? So I think that money is another piece, right? You have so much money played into these politics that they feel like, oh, Jamal can't win even though we want him to win because they spending so much money on the commercials for Brandon and Paul Vallas. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now people like, we don't think he can win because he ain't got enough money to compete with them. So there's just so many different things that play a role. But I think that we made a large enough statement that they understand that it's inevitable.
So you do plan on running again?
I didn't say that. What I said,
because you could just run.
What I said,
right?
Yes, but what I said was, if anybody paid attention to the election, that the youngest candidate to ever be on the ballot beat all of the elected people in the race, they would know that at some point that candidate would definitely be able to be mayor of Chicago.
Okay, Mr. Smith. Now, we talk about policy a lot on the live today, episode 52. Make sure y'all go watch that. You talked about policy a lot. One of your most famous policies that had everybody like, ooh, we fought with Jamal.
I already know.
Was the boot. All right, so let's talk about, you said you was gonna get them boots out people's cars.
For sure.
And how is that going to work from a policy standpoint? And how can that be something? Let's start with that. Let's just like, how do you believe that was going to work as a...
Well, I was going to do it with my executive authority. Just as the president has, the mayor also has executive authority, right? And I think that, when you are mayor, honestly, mayor of Chicago is a dictator. The aldermen will do what they told to do because they need the mayor to spread out resources to them so that their constituents can feel like they're doing something. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, if you the alderman and I be like, I ain't giving you no money for your projects, you going back to your constituents and your constituents like, why these potholes ain't being filled? Why these projects ain't being done? They blaming you.
Right.
They ain't blaming me. You feel what I'm saying? Because the people are not educated to understand that whoever is against the mayor ain't gonna rock with them to help you in their ward. And so that's why all the time you have a weak council and a strong mayor, because the alderman wants something, right? So I would have banned the boot because there's no point to having it. I think that when you look at the numbers, we have $1.8 billion in debt to the city of Chicago right now. Majority of those people who have debt in the city file bankruptcy. They all ruin their lives. We don't recoup that money. So that's why they give so many tickets. They give 3 million tickets a year. 3 million. So that they can make the couple $100 million that they want to make. Because and while we got $2 billion outstanding. You feel what I'm saying? So they giving more tickets to try to get the $200 million, and they not getting no payments on the $2 billion that's in debt. So it makes no sense to handicap people's lives and put boots on their cars and to take their vehicles. Okay, you feel what I'm saying? Especially when it's a drop in the bucket in our budget. We need to be making life easier for people to be able to work and to be able to pay their fines if they have some. And that is what I believe in. I don't believe in continuously taxing, booting, making it hard. And guess where the boots coming? They come into our neighborhoods. Guess where the majority of speed cameras? They put them in our neighborhoods. We put all the red light cameras. They put them in our neighborhoods. And so they come after our communities when we're the poorest in the city. So I wanted to lift the burden so that black people ain't had to run for the boot man every day. But but they had the ability to be able to breathe and to drive their vehicle to work. You get what I'm saying?
So how would you make, you said we get about, what, 200 million?
It's about 260 million that we probably budget.
So where would you get that money from if you did bamboo?
So there were several different things that I talked about. One, again, 260 million in a $28 billion budget is a drop in the budget. Okay, so it's drop in the bucket, right? So that's why I'm saying when people say we need that, no, we don't. You can find 200 million in a $28 billion budget anywhere, right? And that's why I suggested many different policies. One is I was going to create a public bank for the city of Chicago. And it was a very popular policy. I believe that the city of Chicago should create its own bank to put our tax dollars in so that we can invest in the city and we can target the city of Chicago and make it easier for people to have home loans, to be able to build in communities and things of that sort. Why? Is because with $28 billion, where y'all think that money's sitting? In Chase and Bank of America and these other banks. And are these banks investing in our community? No. That's why I fought Chase Bank and made them get back $1 billion.
I was just gonna talk about that. What was that about? Like, what was the details? Like, you fought Chase Bank and they gave them back some money. They got the money. Where the money go? Like, what happened?
Listen, I'm banned from every Chase Bank in America, still to this day.
That's tough.
And because I launched a movement against them, because they were only lending to black people 1.9% of the time. And so I let them know, hey, so what we did was we started to go into every branch and put people out. Shut these doors. You will not have exactly how I told you. Walking in the bank to put everybody out and to lock these doors. You will not operate a bank in our community and you're not lending to us. And so that Chase movement was so big, because of how radical we were, right? We was getting millions of views and Jamie Dimon, everybody was involved because how radical we were. Because I'm more Malcolm than Martin, right? I'm more we'll tear this up than I want to be peaceful. And everybody know that about me. And I'm okay with that, right? Sometimes you have to go there so that they understand and stop playing with you. And so we start shutting down branches. And I was not just going in the hood. I was going to Lincoln Park. I was going to all the rich communities. Y'all got to get out too. Let's go. Lock these doors. And so it became so big that Chase begged me to stop, right, many different times, right? The top executives at Chase, the corporate.
Did they send a lawsuit?
Hold on, no, not yet, but they tried to buy me off first. Obviously, that's always the first thing, right? And then
okay, because I'll go to U.S. Bank. Close these doors
I'm just saying, some millions, okay, some M's.
Personally,
so
to you,
both, business and personal, and even the Cook County Treasurer was involved. Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas pulled me in her office and told me, we need you to stop this Chase protest. I said, well, let me tell you what I need. I need $1 billion. It's going to make me look way better for me to say I got $1 billion from Chase than it is for y'all to give me a couple million that I can make on my own. And that was my view, right? After, she went off and I told her that, Chase then the next day banned me and went to the news and said, Jamal Green is banned from every Chase in America, served me with papers, shut down any accounts I had, and banned me from every Chase in America and said, if he walks in, they put a letter on every Chase all throughout the city that said, so they said, if Jamal walks on the property, arrest him. So what I did was I trained all my people to be me. And so I stood outside passing out flyers and they went in and put everybody out. I said, I never went in there. And so I was able to continue the movement and finesse the system until Chase finally came to the table and pledged $1 billion. And they didn't unban me, but they did in the paper say that J. Maul made us see something different. They just didn't like how I made them do it. And I don't really care.
All right, so what $1 billion is?
That billion is everywhere. No, it ain't go to me now. I ain't get nothing from Chase. I did it for the community. I didn't get nothing from Chase. Many people thought because that money came down that I did. But I'm like, do y'all understand? I'm banned. Nothing. And I was, hey, you know what? Listen,
okay.
I was I really was mad because they were saying that I got it so much, and I was like, I should have got the money.
Okay.
I was like, damn.
Finder's fee or
You
something.
feel me? I'm like,
I still want to see receipts. What
I'm
receipts?
like, me
Cody
too.
don't believe it was.
I don't believe.
swear.
I don't believe you.
Hey, listen, when you get a movement like that and you get $1 billion and people still say we know J Mall got some money, I was like, I should have negotiated the $1 billion with some money
You
for me.
got
You know
some
what I'm
money.
saying?
Quit trying to
You
curve the
got some
politician
money,
me.
G.
I'm serious, man.
I'm asking a serious legit
Man,
question.
I'm swearing.
Where did the money go?
Oh, let's go to that. So Chase created a lot of, all type of different ways. If you go into Chase Bank and you see new, they got these new, I forgot what they call them, home counselors, home something. They pay them on salary to walk people through the home ownership process. All them jobs were created. There is, if you go to Chase right now and they give you $7,500 to $10,000 down, that was because of that movement. If you go to Chase and you see all these new security companies, I created a lot of security contracts after the shutdown. Yeah, that was because of that contract. There's a lot of financial literacy money. There's a lot of business money. So Chase moved forward a lot of that money down, and I've seen. And if you go to these organizations and you go to the city of Chicago and you see sponsored by Chase, just think of J. Mall Green.
So they didn't really give you $1 billion like here initiative do what you want.
No. They dispersed the way that they wanted to disperse it. Okay. So when you see them dispersing it and you see sponsored by Chase Bank, anything with black people, Urban League and all the different organizations, that came from my movement.
Okay. All right, so we talking about giving.
So they should have gave me a couple dollars. That's why I'm like, damn, y'all, I got good for y'all. Y'all ain't even hit me with nothing. You know what I'm saying? A Finder's fee. Hey, I helped a lot of black people with that money for sure.
Before we get into you helping black people,
yeah,
because it's a lot of entrepreneurial things I seen you doing, a lot of things you got going on. So I'm gonna make sure you highlight that. But it was during your political time, and it was a little thing going on that said that Paul Vallas hit you with some paper. That's why you don't like Brandon Johnson. Right. So can you speak on that?
Let me speak on that because
you were Paul Vallas. Then I seen you on stage. No. What's up, man? We brothers. I'm gonna keep it going.
That's so funny. No, that's not true though. It's not true. That was insinuated by the tribe. Okay. The tribe created the bull crap. Brandon Johnson made them do it. Okay, and I'm gonna just put that out there.
Put it out there.
Okay. What happened was, first of all, here's what pissed me off. I was like, they talking about Paul Vallas gave an affiliate organization of J Mall's $20-something thousand to make it seem like I got $20-something thousand. I said, do y'all think I need $20-something thousand? I was like, man, listen, if Paul Vallas is gonna give me some money, it's gonna be some money. Don't play with me. Okay, I live in Beverly. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I need some bread if I'm gonna get some bread. Don't play with me over no $20,000. But he gave it to an affiliate organization that J Mall was affiliated with, so it looks like he gave it directly to J Mall, and that's how the tribe insinuated that I got bought off. But what really happened was that when you are running campaigns, the campaigns give campaign money to workers and to organizations to hire workers and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So there was a company that I'm affiliated with that did campaign work for Paul Vallas, and they were paid to do so, and they were paid that $20-something thousand really was split up between all the workers that work for them. You get what I'm saying? Not $20,000 for me.
So how are you affiliated with the company?
It's one of my partners owns the company. You get what I'm saying? So I'm affiliated with the companies. Yeah. Not like they gave me the money. It wasn't no personal check given to me. You feel me? It was given to the company. You feel what I'm saying? So my thing was like, okay, first I was offended, right? Because it's like the tribe is really trying to put on Brandon Johnson, right? Second way I was offended was like, y'all think I really need this money, and I got more money than Paul Vallas, okay? Third, I was just they try. No, I'm just saying, like, if you don't know, like, you know, the people look at J Mall and he young running from, like, I have multiple businesses. You feel what I'm saying?
I know you got
like, come on, don't disrespect me. Like, I'm this po man running for mayor. Like, I don't need Paul Vallas money. The reality of the situation is that I knew two candidates. First of all, Brandon Johnson and Paul Vallas, I've been knowing both of them for almost a decade, okay? And both of them came and sat at my dining room table and begged me for help after I lost. Okay, so that's another thing. Don't play me like I wasn't in the race. I didn't want Paul Vallas. I ran against him.
And this happened after you dropped out.
No. After I lost, they both went to a runoff.
Right.
So you had to make the runoff, and Paul Vallas and Brandon made the runoff.
Right.
So after I lost, this is what happened.
That's what happened.
So don't play me like I'm in here to support Paul Vallas, and y'all trying to make. They created this whole thing all over social media that I'm selling out to Paul Vallas like I wanted Paul Vallas in the race. Like I wasn't running against the man.
So it was like they were trying to push an endorsement that wasn't official.
They was I endorsed Paul Vallas. I did. Over Brandon Johnson. But what happened was it was easy for them to create the perception that it looks like that I got paid off, right? Because they were working for Brandon Johnson. You feel me? And black people, if they don't know or ain't been paying attention to the race, it's easy to believe. You feel what I'm saying? So they did a good one as far as like they made it happen and it worked. You feel me? So they did what they did what they were set out to do. But it wasn't the truth.
So and that's crazy because that's why I'm glad you in a platform like this so you can break that down.
Then they found a picture of me and Paul Vallas from 2018 and Harold's Chicken.
Y'all was kicking.
It was like
Y'all was kicking it at Harold's.
I was kicking.
Do y'all understand this is an old 2018 picture, right?
That's still your homie. That's
And
all
hold on, wait. Let me tell you how the picture came, because people didn't even research the picture. Paul Vallas, it was during the first mayoral race. All of the candidates pledged to like go try Harold's. And so I invited all the candidates to come try my Uncle Harold's.
What's that?
It was on 87. It was on 87. Percy, but it's the new one, but it was in the old one. You feel what I'm saying? The one that was across the street.
Good. They actually better than the one that was on the other side.
Hey. Don't get the war started now. So now so Paul Vallas came to try Harold's to say that he tried Harold's as a white man. And I was there, right? And so they had a picture of me and Paul Vallas and Harold's in 2018. So they waited all the way till what was this race? 2023 or whatever, last year, and was like, put up the picture of me and Paul from 2018.
Because
it was like, look at them selling out and eating chicken with Paul Vallas. I was like, they are painted, and it worked. You feel me? And so I had to take the heat. I knew what was on and who was paid to do what, and at the end of the day, it worked, and Brandon Johnson won.
So did is that what sparked the feud between you and the tribe? Because
it was a piece of it. I think that was on the end, but during the race, I think they were very buddy with Brandon, because Brandon was kind of buddy with them, and they weren't independent. They were putting out love letters for Brandon every day. So after they did that to me, yeah, that definitely fueled, because they tried to tarnish my image, and I didn't appreciate that, because it just wasn't true. They could have invited me for an interview, you know what I'm saying, or something, but it was like, this affiliate company from J Mall got this money, and it looked, they created this perception that black people ran with, because black people love drama.
But
you know
also
what I mean?
Coming into like being in politics, you don't think that's what comes with?
It comes with it for sure. I just didn't like that my people did it, and I didn't like that the tribe and these like beautiful black women like played this role in this. You know what I'm saying? Because I really mess with my people, and I really have done a lot for my people. Brandon Johnson ain't never done nothing for black people. None of these politicians ain't never done nothing for black people. So it was a hit to me, because I was out there shutting down nail salons when Asians was whooping black women.
Yeah,
I was out there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've been shutting. Like, if y'all look at my work, that's why they had this perception on social media. No, come meet me in the streets, because I've been in the streets. So for them to do that with somebody who has no affiliation with us and ain't never even been in our community, it was hurtful for sure.
So what's your real beef with Brandon Johnson?
I ain't got no beef with Brandon.
You just don't like.
He's just an
You
idiot.
just feel like he's not doing his job.
Idiot. He a brother.
We need a reason. Okay.
See, that's our problem right
That's your
there.
brother, and
That's
the
our
child is
problem.
your sister.
It's our brother. Are they really?
I put it like this, right?
Are they really?
So
or do they just say so?
We always talk like we shouldn't be talking. I'm in a space where I feel like as black people, like we shouldn't be publicly like really downing on them like that. Like if they doing something,
Do it matter if black people have black interests? What politicians do you know in this country? We can start from even Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court justice who black.
He be on some bullshit. But
I'm just saying, do we not criticize Clarence Thomas because he black?
But it's a way to say that, I'm listening.
I feel what you're saying.
Though. I ain't got no head in the race. I'm just doing an interview. I feel like it's a way to say that and not be calling somebody an idiot. Like you can say somebody did some wild because prime example, right? Right? George Floyd happened, and I think it was a shouldn't happen in a little village when you carried your over there to Mexicans and start dancing in the middle of the street.
Hey, you gotta chill sometimes.
Hold on.
Hold on. And people was
I gotta tell y'all the truth.
People was like, J. Margaret, niggas out there cooning. I'm one of the first people to be like, hey, look, like that's my man's. Like, we're not gonna call him a coon. We're not gonna do none of that publicly. Of course, that dude in Chicago turned that looked kind of like a little.
Nah. But it depends. That's subjective.
It's a method to the madness.
For sure, it's a method to the madness.
Yeah, I know
For
J.
sure.
Mark.
We're
not gonna get on our platforms and just talk down on our brothers like that.
And here's the question: how many black women were attacked after that day?
I don't know.
I don't think I.
Do you remember any?
I don't remember. I mean,
you don't remember any because there was none. So yeah, people see what they see from the back, but I literally did a whole peace treaty with several gangs that day. You feel what I'm saying? At midnight. So at the end of the day, it looked how it looked. Oh, he kicking it with the Latinos after this girl had got. But best believe there was repercussions and consequences.
I got you.
And so what I'm saying is that it needed to be done, and we needed to go to our own sides, and that's what happened. And wasn't no bullshit happened after that. You feel what I'm saying? So I know I know my people have a damaged view when they on their perspective of how they see things, so it don't bother me. I know that what I'm doing is just to make the impact, and if I know that the impact was made, I'm cool with that.
But you get, but I guess I want you to understand.
But I get what you're saying about black people. Now let me target that. Let me talk about that.
Just talking down or just saying negative things. Because at the end of the day, you made a peace treaty that day. For what you telling us.
Right.
At the same time, you was on the internet looking kind of like, gee, why you dancing, hitting the footworks in the middle of the street?
It look good. you can't do it.
The Mexican flag. G?
You can't do it. Listen, here's the thing. You got your few haters, but again, I can walk through any street. Y'all done see me in every street. All people got to do is look at the receipts. I don't have to say nothing. Y'all done seen what I did in O Block. Y'all done seen what I did in every hood throughout this city for the last 15 years. I don't have to say nothing. I done went through every gang, been with every street, everything. Y'all done seen it. So my point is this. When we see things, we got to understand the true impact of the person that we're talking about. I've always put on 5 people. Always. There are I get in tears when I meet people all the time and I made impact on them and I didn't even know it. You feel what I'm saying? Or when the businesses got looted during George Floyd, who gave out $250,000 for all them black businesses to get open? Me.
You did. That
was me.
For profit, right?
Why don't people look? All you gotta do is look at the receipts. If you see something that look crazy, look at the receipts. Go to these black businesses and say, you got $5,000 from J Mar to fix these windows? Yes, I did. You got this money to open up your business? Yes, I did. He helped you in this way? Yes, he did. Go to the real people. And when I put up posts with people, you go see them and go talk to them. So my point is, that was my problem with when people target me versus targeting people who don't have any receipts. So yes, you say that it's a black thing, and I'm with you on that. I don't like criticizing black people, and you have never really seen me like attack black people or black leaders like that. I criticize what they do in leadership, right? Now I did call Brandon an idiot. Yes.
You did.
Now here's the thing. I did. I give it to you. But here's my problem. My problem is that we have to take a radical approach right now because they keep playing in our face with people who look like us but don't mess with us. And so it pisses me off. It pisses me off when black people can get around a person who don't have their interests and criticize the one who actually have been putting on for them. You get what I'm saying? It pisses me off. So I'm saying what I'm saying about Brandon, not because he a bad person. I don't think Brandon is a bad person. I've been knowing Brandon since I was a teenager. I don't. Do I think that he's fit for the job? I don't. Do I think that he has black interests first? I don't. And at the end of the day, I have seen him do several things and knew what he was going to do, which is why I didn't endorse him, that has affected the black community. And I have a problem with us standing beside him while he's doing so.
Okay. And that last little something about respect, right? So do you feel, and this is just coming from, just not from me, but it's just from the people, do you feel like it's a different way to hold him accountable, the way you go, how you do your rants and how you go in on him?
Have y'all seen me hold Lori Lightfoot accountable? Y'all seen me hold Lori Lightfoot accountable. Me and Lori Lightfoot getting shouting matches and everything else. Y'all have seen that. I'm letting this brother off the hook. Listen, I'm letting this brother off the hook. I protested Rahm Emanuel's house 7 times and watched him walk around his crib. I'm the first one to go to a politician's house. I'm letting this brother off the hook. I'm just a Twitter troll. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I guess that's the question. Like, do you, like, I guess it's kind of what he said. Like, I get it.
No, I just want y'all to understand that we got to unify around us and our agenda.
But are there
and Brandon
other ways
Johnson,
to do that besides your approach?
Everybody got their own methods and everybody got their own role. Same thing I used to do at protests. I used to tell people, if you ain't ready to get beat or whooped, get from in front of this front line because it goes down up here. Now, you want to go in the office and write letters. Well, you could do that. You want to go make some phone calls, you can do that. I'm up here on this front line. I'm putting my life in stake. Y'all done said they done been framed. Chase put a hit out on me. You feel what I'm saying? Seriously. Chase put a hit. There are real street guys who I can put you in front of that will offer money. You feel what I'm saying? But guess what?
You need to sell your story to like be.
When you put, I got a documentary of my life coming out, so that's an exclusive. But guess what? When you from the streets and been in the streets and been giving love to the streets, they just gonna come to you and tell you, hey, this is what happened. You feel what I'm saying? And they not gonna move on it. And so at the end of the day, my thing is that I have to hold accountable these politicians these ways because I need y'all to really understand how important it is of what's going on. We are at war. Black people are at war. Y'all don't even know it. I know what's going on. I see the bills just passed. I see the money that's flowing. $500 million just went to the migrants in a year. I know what's happening. Black people are not educated on what's really happening. And so I'm trying to make y'all aware enough for y'all to really understand how messed up this stuff is. And really how y'all gonna be replaced. Y'all are not gonna be a priority. Y'all gonna be poorer than y'all have ever been in the next few years. And if we don't start being real on that, man, we're gonna be gone.
Before I want to touch on like your entrepreneurship initiatives, I want to touch on the migrant crisis, because that seems like to be like a big thing right now in the city. Like, what are some things that you feel that for the black community, like give us some action items that we need to do to help combat this crisis and to benefit us?
We have to build economic stability, and that means that we got to unify. My Generational Green company spends every day helping folks become homeowners no matter where they are, right? We help them with their credit, we help them with their tax, we do everything that we need. We got the grants, we got the lenders, so that we can help as many people through the process become homeowners and buy properties in our communities, because we have to own our communities. We have to build businesses and collaborate. We got to stop trying to do everything on our own and collaborate, pool our funds together and buy commercial buildings and buy we are literally in a state of emergency, because if we don't do it, they're going to be given the land and the buildings. And so that's number one. We need real economic stability or unity so that we can move forward our communities. And then number two is we have to make sure once we do that, then we can power our politicians. A big reason why our politicians lose is because we don't fund them. And so if we have, if we was able to fund politicians, then I would have won. You get what I'm saying? The problem is that we have a few businesses that are doing well, but we're not unifying our dollars. So we need our black business owners to come together and pool our money together and put it in a PAC. We giving $1,000 to a political PAC every month. and that PAC is growing money. So when a political season happening, city council, mayor, y'all got to come see us. This is what we want, and then we'll give you a donation. You feel what I'm saying?
Somebody else.
Rashad from
Earn Your Leisure.
Yeah.
They said the exact same thing.
And that's that. We have to be able to pool our money together to buy power, because that's all that the companies do. They're buying power. They put money into a PAC, they fund the politicians, and they own the politicians. Me, I didn't want to be owned by the corporate interests. I wanted to be owned by myself and the people. You feel what I'm saying? That way, when I'm in office, I can say, I'm here for the people and I don't serve y'all. You feel what I'm saying? But when you got people that can give you $1 million, or you got a teachers union that can give you $10 million, then you are beholden to them. Which is why he doing all the things that he doing. Is he got to do what Stacey Davis Gates tell him to do, because she gave him $10 million and nobody else gave him no money. He got all his money from her. You feel me?
Usually happens with a lot of politicians.
That's my point. So if you have, that's my point. If you have people buying the politicians, those are the ones who are going to be served. So your agenda is not first. That's why we got to power our politicians and pool our money together so that we can fund our politicians. So actionable items is we got to come together. We have to pool our money together. We got to love each other. We got to stop fighting each other, because guess what? They ain't fighting. They coming in, and they coming in strong.
So can you love and come back together with the tribe?
I could love and come back together with anybody. I don't hold no grudges against anyone. I believe
stop
that.
Talking about them on Twitter, because I've been in some Twitter spaces where you was going.
You know what?
Little radical.
That was one. Now I don't have. Listen, I have no grudges with them, and I would love. I would hug on those ladies and do an interview with them. I don't have nothing against anyone. This is a war for our people. It's not bigger than the tribe. I mean, that's bigger than the tribe. That's bigger than my ego. That's bigger than our emotions. This is about how do we move forward our people. And everybody has to play a part. So anybody that has spoken ill of me, anybody that has called me all name, I don't care. Are you a part of this fight? Because when my people are liberated, my kids going to be liberated. My kids going to have a better future. You feel me? And we ain't got to like each other. I don't have to like you, and you don't have to like me. But we can all do what we got to do to get to where we need to go.
Sure.
So you just spoke on fatherhood. That's one. I guess we could take the conversation in this direction.
Yeah.
Social media, what people say, the good and bad about you in the street.
Yeah.
The things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
How does that affect your family? Like, how did you shield some of the information from your kids? Like, how do you turn off the radical and just be J. Mark Green the dad? Like,
yeah.
Like, how was that?
That's real, man. That's a real question. I think all of this stuff has really affected my family over the years. Always have them worried. Always got them ready to box everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
at least you prepared.
Where you know what? My mama called me on something yesterday, and I'm like, Ma, I don't want to hear it. I don't like when they be saying, I don't want to hear it. You get what I'm saying? So it comes with the territory. And my family, they really still, after being like this all these years, they still very protective, right? Mm-hmm. And if you say something about J. Maul, they ready to, like set it up. And at the end of the day, they have to understand it comes with the territory. It don't affect me because I know that. I know that my people are damaged. I know that people are going to hate me. I know that there are people paid to hate me. So I'm okay with taking that heat. You feel me? And it doesn't affect me, but it do affect my family. It do affect your relationship, your children, your mom and sisters, and how protective they are. People say some mean things. I've been hated on. I've been threatened. And
almost convicted.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair to them that I've chosen the life that I've chosen, right? Yeah. But it's the life that I've chosen to better our people. And my kids, I try to keep them from all of it, right? I got an award. I got a couple awards last week. I got inducted into the Hall of Fame of my high school, Wendell Phillips.
Congrats.
Shout out to the P.
Thank you. Yeah, shout out to the P. And then I also got an award from the All Black Convention with Dr. Boyce Watkins. And when I brought the award home, my kids was just in the award room, just like going through the awards and just asking questions about them.
You got an award room.
And what? Let's just say we
nothing else to be said.
So
you was dope, bro. That's dope. That's dope for if your kids just see a shrine of things that dope. That's dope.
And they, you know, it brought me to tears of just like them just, you know, asking about the awards, like, and just like I got a Fred Hampton award, and they like, oh, who is Fred Hampton? And just like, you know, when you got this one, we wasn't even 1 year old, Daddy, you got this and all. And just to see the banter amongst them, and you know, that is why I do what I do for them, and they look at what I do and they aspire to be the greatness, you know, the great parts of me, and they're shielded from all of the rest of the stuff people say. You know, when people see them, they say great things about me, right?
That's good.
And you know, I just want them to have a better life and be able to provide them with the best life possible. They did, like, my middle son a few weeks ago was like, Daddy, I was on TikTok and you got into it with that Roland Martin guy. I was like, oh shit.
Let's talk about that. I forgot about that.
So
you sit there up at the DNC.
No, it wasn't at the DNC. It was at another event.
It was during that week though.
It was during that week.
It was during the week. It was. But you know, so it's hard to try to shield them from this stuff. But sometimes they be on TikTok, a J. Maul Green video will pop up, and they'll be like, Daddy, what was going on? And, you know, I got to kind of just tell them about, you know, what happened.
Don't tell us what you told your kids. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, what happened when you and Roland Martin?
Well, you know, Roland Martin was...
Because y'all was trolling each other.
No. He trolled me. I did nothing to Roland Martin until I saw him. So the difference is, you know, he was on national TV calling me stupid and dumb, and he was mad that I was criticizing Kamala. And it was like, no, I'm not criticizing Kamala. I'm just telling you that, you know, at the end of the day, black people need something. You get what I'm saying? And he called me dumb, stupid, called me a fool on national TV. And it's like, dang, okay. You could have just reached out to me and asked me to come interview, or you want to have a phone call, because just a couple years ago, you had me spotlighted on your show as this amazing man. But now I'm disagreeing with the Democratic Party. Now I'm a dumb and I'm a fool, right? So I said, okay, hey, you know what? I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You're going to be here on Sunday. I see you on Sunday. And so Roland saw that. I said
Talk about check it out.
And I went to see him on Sunday, and I guess he thought I wasn't going to show up. And, you know, he was scared, and he put a woman in front of him. And that's what happened. I wasn't trying to hit him or nothing. I just was trying to approach him.
But y'all haven't squashed it, right?
No.
They
and we definitely ain't squashing it now because he crying about Kamala.
But you see,
he definitely don't want to squash it now. But I wouldn't have no problem squashing it.
But you see what I mean by, like, speaking down and, like, on negative on your people, like how they can have on it, like him calling you out your name and shit like that. Had you reacted?
I wasn't reacting. I was just trying to have a conversation.
Nah, you was reacting.
Hey,
I literally
was. You could say you wasn't.
You like, hey, G, you in my seat. I'm finna come holler at you. That's all that was. That's
for sure.
That's what
Chicago.
that
was. You was talking big shit in that video.
Bro, if we from the streets, y'all know this how this go.
I respect the way you handle it.
But you have to take accountability. That's your reaction.
Right. So the same
I'm just
way
a Chicagoan.
It is.
I'm just a Chicagoan from the streets. Same way I pull up on him, people can pull up on me at any day.
But I'm saying though, like,
that doesn't bring us together.
Your whole mission is for the people. It's a way we can do that different.
If I pull up on him, what being together means is that, hey, can I talk to you in the hallway and let's have a conversation?
But you rah-rahed a little bit.
No. I ain't rah-rah until he didn't want to have a conversation. And he put the girl in front of him and didn't say nothing. That's when the rah-rah started, because the girl started yelling, security, J-Ball, look at that. You know, so now you causing a rah-rah. I was just like, Roland, come on, let's have a conversation. And he didn't want to have a conversation. As an elder, he should have said, all right, I did call his young brother dumb and a fool and had him spotlighted otherwise on my show. Hey, let's have a conversation. I wasn't trying to be combative with him.
Until she called security. Then you rah-rahed a little bit.
And I rah-rahed a little bit.
Yeah, chill out, man. They try to put a hit out on you. You always got 9 felonies, brother.
Man.
You got to fire Roland.
Hey.
Your documentary going to be cold, G.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it is.
Nah, it's nice. Nah.
It's nice.
So you say y'all ain't piecing that up, huh?
I mean, I feel like y'all could in the future.
I would
Roland? Yeah. I would love to come together with anybody.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
I like that.
I'm with that. I believe in that. I believe in us coming together. I believe we always gonna have disagreements and fights. That's cool. Let's just come back together. You feel me?
Anybody else you got to beef with?
I don't know nobody got a beef with me. I don't have to beef with nobody.
Yeah,
I truly
I'm gonna talk
don't.
to my grandma about you. And I'm gonna be
Talk
like,
to
he
grandma.
cool.
Tell her to call me.
After having this conversation, I'm realizing that it's probably just, I don't think it's really no beef. I think it just goes back to you have your views, people have their views.
Yeah.
And instead
It's
of
perception.
Us really
Yeah,
just
it's the
having a
way people.
conversation.
It's just the way
It's the
y'all
way
go
people
about
see
things.
Yeah, y'all go about
Yeah.
And it's a way we communicate too. And I think most people who meet me or have had a perception when they meet or talk to me, obviously that perception changed. I've never had anybody talk to me and didn't change their perception if they didn't like me at first, right? And so I think a lot of time is we put each other on this high pedestal of Jamal is this high person that we can just throw rocks at because he's this way, or we have this perception of I'm just a regular dude from Inglewood. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you can always approach me and talk to me because I don't put myself on no high pedestal. And I'm not, that's why I don't call myself like this politician or this celebrity. Like at the end of the day, I'm a regular person. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And I'm always willing to have a conversation with anybody. I got my people first. That's priority.
But we don't hear you say that too often.
I mean, how y'all gonna hear me say it?
Cause you always rah-rah, so they don't.
You want me to? Well, y'all
that
want
don't
me
make
to say
us
that?
feel
That's
like
what's the word for? This is the communication right here.
That's why I'm
put it to
at.
the streets, baby. You feel me? If the streets ain't following me to hear it, they following what's the word. Now that's what the word is.
I appreciate it. But no, it's good we could have you on the platform to lay it all out because I feel like
lay it out
a lot
anytime.
of people definitely had a different perception of you.
For sure. That's sure. Yeah.
Because I feel like this is our first time really like sitting down talking for real. Other than that one time you thought I was a rapper. But
I thought you was a rapper.
You walked up to me at some listening event. It was like, you a rapper, right? And I was like, no.
Oh, I probably thought you was a rapper. I don't even remember that.
I got a J Mall story like that too.
I was like, a rapper like
I got a J Mall story like that. Like
that's back when you had the bus with your face on it.
Yeah, but this is
this is during the campaign.
You had the little Chris Rock bus. You did. I'm head of state.
Head of state.
You had the head of state bus.
That's still the most talked about thing of the race.
That was so funny.
Oh yeah, you funny as hell.
Okay, and imagine you walk up to a listening party. I'm this. Then walk up to me, ain't you a rapper? Please.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You talk about John Monopoly.
That's what it was. That's CRC.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy. Now you know all of the problems can be solved with communication. And at the end of the day,
people have to know that.
They got to know that. So I'm always willing to talk. I'm always willing to come to the smoke sessions, drink sessions, or whatever it is, and kick it and actually have real conversations. I know my whole thing and my whole mantra for the years is I never wanted people to believe that I was above them or I like not approachable or anything like that, which is why I built the big base that I have and why I was able to do have such a big campaign is because most of those people who voted for me probably met me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm actually coming into the streets. I'm actually coming to people. I'm actually giving back. And you can talk to me. I'm approachable.
That's valid. You
hear me?
I think this was a great conversation. Great.
I feel like it was needed.
It definitely needed.
I'm like, Chicago's gonna like to see this from you.
Hey, I love it. And documentary is coming out soon. I am finishing. We got like one more day of shooting in the next couple of weeks. They've been shooting it for years. Mm-hmm. So I would like, I'm definitely going to bring a What's the Word and everyone so that y'all can really see the visual of my life from a kid on to this point. So it's a very powerful, powerful piece.
So what's up?
All right, man. Jamal Green, ladies and gentlemen, man.
Yay.
Appreciate you.
Being here.
Thank y'all. I appreciate all y'all do.
Hey. What's up? What's the word?